Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me in this practice today. Before we get started, you might want to grab a blanket and a block. If you don't have a block available, you can grab a sturdy stack of books. Pause the video if you need to gather some supplies and come back and we'll get started. So start in a comfortable seat. This is where your blanket might come in handy if you want to fold up your blanket to prop up your hips. And you can sit in whatever way feels most comfortable for you. So maybe your ankles are crossed, so you're in a cross-legged seat. Maybe your legs are extended out long. Maybe your knees are bent feet to the floor. Maybe you are in a combination of couple of those options, just whatever allows you to sit comfortably. Once comfortable, close the windows of your eyes and rest your palms down on your thighs. Start to become aware of your breath as it flows in and out through your nostrils. No need to change it here. Just take a few moments to notice. And we'll do a little inventory of your physical body. So as you sit here, notice how your body is feeling. For many, this might be quite difficult. We're not often asked to pause and become aware of the sensations within. See if you can start to recognize if your body feels restricted or tense in any areas. Maybe it's really feeling light and spacious already at the start of practice. Just allow whatever is happening within to arise to the surface, come into your awareness. You can start to deepen your breath when you're ready. Nice full, deep inhales and exhales. All through the nose. And you can leave your eyes closed or slowly start to open them. See if you can maintain this nice full breath throughout practice. And if you're having trouble maintaining that breath, just breathe as is comfortable. We'll start with a flowing seated side stretch. So bring your left hand to the earth and stretch your right arm up overhead. You might even come down onto left forearm, whatever works for you. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, right hand down, right forearm down, left arm stretches up and over. Inhale, center. Exhale, left hand down, right arm stretches up and over. Inhale, center. And exhale, switch to the other side. Inhale, come back center. Continue moving to the rhythm of your own breath. No rush here. And start to notice the space being created in your side bodies. So this practice today, we're going to work to create space for the possibilities. The possibilities of your life are endless. So we're just creating space so that you can be more open and receptive to the possibilities that lie ahead. All the wonderful possibilities that lie ahead. After the next time you stretch over towards the right, come on back to center. I'll take a little wrist stretch. So bend at your right elbow, so the upper arm is going to come next to your rib cage, and turn your right palm up toward the sky. Now take your left hand and bring them to your right fingertips and pull back on your right fingertips for a wrist stretch. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, open your mouth, let out a sigh. One more of those. Inhale. And exhale. Release the hand. We'll switch to the other side. So bend at your left elbow. That upper left arm is next to your rib cage. Left palm faces up towards the sky. Bring your right hand to your left fingers and pull back on your left fingers for a wrist stretch. A nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, open your mouth, let out a sigh. Inhale. And exhale. And then go ahead, release. Make your way onto hands and knees. Wrist creases are beneath your shoulders or slightly forward of them. Knees come beneath your hips. So this is where the blanket might be nice. If you want to unfold it slightly and place it beneath your knees for a little extra cushion, you can check that out. We'll start with some cat-cow movements to create space in your spine. So we're going to do these a little differently. If you've done some of my other videos, you may have done this form of cat-cow. Just listen carefully. On your inhale, you'll drop your belly slightly, but keep your core engaged. Lift through your tailbone and your heart, but gaze down at the earth. As you exhale, drop your tailbone round through your shoulders and look up any amount. Inhale, tailbone, heart lifts as your belly drops, gaze goes down at the earth. Exhale, tailbone drops as your shoulders round, gaze goes up. Continue just like that. It's a little different variation with the head, with the gaze. This is going to help you to stimulate the nerves along your spinal cord. This is going to stimulate your central nervous system. And it acts as just a little reset for the spine, for the nerves that rest there. Something called nerve flossing, and it can be very therapeutic. Really helpful to create this space in the spine, the space for possibilities. After that next round of cat, come back to neutral, back to your tabletop. And then bring your left hand behind your head. Your elbow's going to point out to the side. As you inhale, lift your elbow up towards the sky slightly. And as you exhale, tap your left elbow towards your right elbow. So you get a slight twist in the spine. Inhale, lift the elbow up towards the sky. Exhale, tap your left elbow towards your right elbow. Inhale, lift the elbow up towards the sky. Stay stable in your hips. So you're only rotating through your spine. And then exhale, left elbow towards your right elbow. This time as you inhale, lift the left arm straight up towards the sky. And as you exhale, thread your left arm under your right for thread the needle. So come on to the left side of your face, left shoulder. And pause here. I always like to lift my neck slightly and really lengthen out through it. You can check that out, see how it feels. We're creating space in your shoulders and your rib cage here. Next, inhale, come back to tabletop. And then whatever way makes most sense for you, bring your right foot forward between your hands. So we're in low lunge here, but I want you to keep your knees at two 90-degree angles. We have 90-90 in the legs. Your left toes are tucked under. Find stability here. Draw your right foot back and your left thigh forward to engage strongly through your legs, and then lift your arms overhead as your torso lifts up. You really engage and squeeze your left glute. Turn it on. Allow it to work for you. Keep you sturdy in the pose. And also accentuate the stretch on the front of your left leg. Bring your arms down by your side. And just start to swing them forward and back like pendulum swings. Big swings here. As you swing, stay stable in your legs and allow your rib cage to turn just slightly from side to side. So you'll stay sturdy, strong in the lower body. You'll get a little loose through the upper body as you create space in your shoulders and your arms and in the front of that hip. As you exhale, release your arms back down. Swing your right leg back to meet your left for tabletop. And then walk your arms forward towards the top of your mat for puppy pose. Take an inhale, round through your shoulders slightly. As you exhale, begin to drop your chest down towards the earth as your hips stay high. Forehead rest to the earth or rest towards it. So you create space in your shoulders and your chest. And the space for possibilities, the space for all the things that may lie ahead. On your inhale, cat paw your way back to your tabletop. This time the right hand will come behind your head, elbow out to the side. As you inhale, lift your right elbow up towards the sky slightly. Exhale, tap right elbow towards the left. Inhale, lift the elbow up. Twist through your spine, stay neutral through your hips. And then exhale, right elbow towards left. Inhale, lift your elbow up towards the sky. Exhale, tap your right elbow towards your left. As you inhale, this time stretch the right arm all the way up towards the sky. And as you exhale, thread your right arm under your left for thread the needle. And you can come on to the right side of your face, right shoulder. You tried out that little neck extension. You can pick up your head slightly and reach through your neck to lengthen it, and then rest it back down. Just an option here. On your next inhale, come back up to your neutral tabletop. Bring your left foot through between your hands, whatever way makes most sense. Keep that 90-90 in your legs. Engage and strengthen your legs. Draw your left foot back, right thigh forward to engage them. And then lift your arms up over your head as your torso lifts. This time you'll engage, activate, squeeze that right glute. Make it strong. Release your arms down by your side and then start to swing the arms in those same pendulum swings. Maybe you take some slight rotations through your ribs as you swing. You're really keeping the legs anchored. You're keeping them steady here. That steadiness, that strength in your legs is going to allow you to create space in your shoulders. That activation of your right glute, keep it active here, is going to help to create space in the front of your right thigh. As you exhale, release your hands to the earth. Swing your left leg back to meet your right, back to table. Go ahead, lower onto your belly. As you lower, keep your heads of your shoulders away from the earth. Once you make it down, come into Sphinx pose. Your elbows will be directly beneath your shoulders or slightly forward. Forearms make the number 11 shape. We'll create space in the chest here. So you'll start to draw your heart through the gates of your arms. Gaze is out towards the horizon, so neck is neutral. And even here, engage your glutes. Press into the tops of your feet. Engage your core. It's really easy to want to just sink and sag into this pose. We're not looking for that. We're looking for space. Next, exhale, release. And bring your hands to either side of your mat. So your hands will actually come off of your mat slightly. You'll tent up onto your fingertips. Your elbows now have a 90-degree angle in them. It's like they're in cactus arms, goalpost arms. We'll come into a wide arm cobra flow. So keep your glutes and core engaged, and on an inhale, lift up for cobra. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, lift up, cobra pose. Try to keep your neck neutral. There's no need to look up. Exhale, come forward. One more inhale. And exhale, lower. Bring your hands beneath your shoulders. Come back up to tabletop. Puff up through your shoulders slightly. Tuck your toes under. And then shift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Once in down dog, bend your knees and step your feet in slightly. You can stay still here, or you can find movement. Maybe bend and straighten one leg. Pedal your feet. Shake your head yes or shake your head no. And come back to stillness. Feel the space being created in the backs of your legs. Now come into a forward fold. You can do this by walking your feet forward, walking your hands back, or a combination of the two. And once you make your way into your fold, bend your knees so much that your hands can actually come to touch the floor. You can also bring your hands to your block or your stack of books if it doesn't quite reach. As you're in this fold, I want you to push your glutes back in space and allow your torso to hang onto or towards your thighs. Okay, we're creating space in the hamstrings here. This is really a more of an active fold. We're not just dumping or leaning into this. We're actively stretching and creating the space. Now on your inhale, lift up halfway. Hands can stay to the earth or come to the shins as you straighten your legs. Exhale, fold, push your hips back. As you inhale, come all the way up to stand. And then exhale, draw your hands through to your heart. If you're not there already, come to the top of your mat. Take a moment to pause. And again, check in, take that inventory of your inner body, the sensations that exist there. Are you feeling more spacious than when we first started? Are you feeling about the same or even more tense? Just what comes up for you? We'll come into warrior one pose. So we want your feet to be a little wider than hips width distance. You can go wider or more narrow depending on how that feels. And step your left foot back. You're going to want that foot at about a 45-degree angle. So your toes are pointing towards the upper left corner of your mat. Feet are a few inches apart from side to side. And you'll bend into your right knee. As you inhale, you'll stretch your arms up overhead. And bring your arms into cactus arms. So your arms come out to the side in a T, and then you'll bend into the elbows, your palms face forward. As you inhale, straighten through your right leg, reach your arms up high. As you exhale, bend your right leg, cactus your arms, lift your heart slightly up. Inhale, straighten your right leg, arms reach high. Exhale, bend the right leg, cactus your arms, lift your heart slightly. One more inhale. And exhale. And then bring your hands down to the floor or to your blocks, your books. You can also be up on fingertips. And bend into your left knee and push off your left foot so you can come into your standing L. So that left leg will lift up and back. I want you to bend into your right knee as much as needed. so that your hands come closer to the earth. And really sit your hips back. So this pose, it doesn't really matter how far your leg lifts up. It matters more that you keep your hips level and your spine long. So we're in this pose to create space in your hamstring, that right hamstring. And see if you can keep your neck neutral. So gaze is down at the earth. Your throat is lifting up. And then go ahead, step your left foot next to your right and slowly come up to stand. We'll take this on the other side. So right foot will step back. Set up for warrior one. Again, give some space between your feet from side to side. Turn those right toes at a 45-degree angle, facing up towards the top right corner of your mat. And cactus your arms as your left knee bends. As you inhale, straighten your left leg, reach your arms high. Exhale, bend your left knee, cactus your arms, lift your heart slightly. Inhale, straighten your left leg, reach your arms high. Exhale, bend your left leg, cactus your arms, lift your heart slightly. One more inhale. And exhale. Bring your hands down to the floor or to your block. Bend into your right knee so you can push off that right foot and come into your standing L. So your right leg will lift up and back. I want you to push your glutes back. Keep that left leg bent. Ready to create space in your hamstrings. And again, try to keep the hips level and your spine long. Do not worry about how far off the earth your leg lifts. Try to keep your neck neutral. Not jutting the chin forward or overly tucking the chin to the chest. It's in that nice neutral position. And then step your right foot next to your left and come up to stand. Once you're standing, take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, open your mouth, let out a sigh. And come on to the middle of your mat. Once there, step your feet as wide as is comfortable. So typically it's about wrist over ankle distance. This is going to depend on your own body. Pivot on your right heel so your toes face towards the short side of your mat. And you'll keep the outer edge of your left foot parallel to the short edge of your mat, or your toes turn slightly inward. Bend into your right knee. Bring your arms out into a T. We'll come into a little flow here. There's no need for crunching as we move. We're really looking to create space. So take an inhale here. As you exhale, bring your left hand down your left leg. Flip your right palm up and lean back for peaceful warrior. Again, it doesn't matter how far back we go. Looking more for space as we flow. Next inhale, come up, warrior two. Exhale, right forearm to thigh. Left arm stretches up towards the sky or over the ear. Inhale, come back to center. Okay, we're going to do one breath, one movement now. So take an inhale. Exhale, right palm flips. Left arm comes down the left leg. Lean up and back, peaceful warrior. Inhale up, warrior two. Exhale, right forearm to thigh. Left arm stretches up and over. Side angle pose. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. And we'll go ahead, stay in side angle, right forearm to thigh. And then start to backstroke your left arm in big circles to help lubricate and open up the shoulder joint. these big sweeping circles. You might hear some cracks or some noise. That's okay. Just notice how this all feels. And then come on back up, warrior two. And then we'll come to the other side. So you'll pivot on your right heel, turn your toes towards the long side of the mat, and pivot on your left heel so your toes face towards the short side of your mat. Again, you want to press into the outer pinky edge of your right foot. Your toes can turn slightly inward if that felt good on the other side. Arms come out into a T and bend into your left knee for warrior two. We're going to do that same, more flowy sequence. So again, there's no need for crunching. We're really looking to make space. Take an inhale in warrior two. As you exhale, flip your left palm to the sky. Right arm comes down the right leg and lean up and back. Peaceful warrior. We'll hold here. Just for a breath. Next, inhale, come back up, warrior two. Exhale, left forearm to thigh, right arm stretches up to the sky or overhead. Inhale, come up, warrior two. Move a bit quicker now. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Left palm to the sky as you lean up and back. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. Left arm to thigh, right arm up to the sky or over the ear. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Inhale, warrior two. And exhale, side angle pose. We'll stay here. Left forearm to thigh, right arm stretches up overhead. And start to backstroke the right arm in those same big circles. We really lubricate and open the shoulder up. Notice if any differences arise on this side or if they feel pretty similar. No judgment of what comes up, just acknowledgement. And then next, inhale, come back up to warrior two. Then turn your heels and toes out for goddess squat. So if you can stack your ribs on top of your pelvis. It's really common in this pose to have the glutes jutting back. I want you to bring one hand to the small of your back and one hand between your hip points. And engage your core and move your glutes forward slightly until you feel this more neutral pelvis. Once there, bring your arms out into a T. As you inhale, arms go back slightly without jutting the ribs forward or tilting the head back. As you exhale, wrap your left arm over your right. Give yourself a hug. Round the shoulders slightly. Inhale, arms open up. Don't jut the ribs forward or tilt the head back. And then exhale, right arm over the left to give yourself a hug. We'll do that once more each side. Inhale, arms open up. Exhale, left arm over right. Give yourself a hug. Inhale, arms open. Exhale, right arm over left. Give yourself that hug. Come back to center. Straighten your legs just for a moment. Inhale here. And exhale, come back to goddess. You'll inhale, arms out into a T. And then this time as you exhale, wrap your left arm over your right for eagle arms. So you can grab opposite shoulders here, or you can hook once or twice for your eagle arms. As you inhale, lift your elbows up. As you exhale, drop your head towards your biceps. Start to feel this space being created in the backs of your shoulders. As you inhale, unwind, open your arms back up. And then exhale, wrap the right arm over your left for eagle arms, other side. Same options to grab your shoulders or to wrap once or twice. As you inhale, lift your elbows up. And exhale, drop your head towards your biceps. Feel that space opening. And then inhale, come on back up. Straighten your legs, parallel your feet, and bring your hands to your hips. We'll start to take some side lunges. So you'll bend one knee and straighten the opposite leg. But as you're doing this, send your hips back, send your glutes back. So you get a nice deep hip crease and your knees aren't going too far past your ankles. So you can move like this from side to side, kind of one breath, one movement, or you can pause for a few rounds of breath on each side. And then slowly come back to center. Step your feet back together and come back to the top of your mat. Take that inventory once again once you arrive. Maybe you close your eyes so you can really tune in. See what comes up for you. If you had your eyes closed, go ahead, blink them open. Come back down to your hands and knees. This time you'll extend your left leg out to the left. Your toes can point forward or in the same direction of your leg. You'll walk your hands back so you can lift your trunk to come into gate pose. You'll start by bringing your left hand to your left leg. And as you inhale, lift your right arm up. And as you exhale, lean up and over towards the left. A nice side stretch. Inhale, come back up. And as you exhale, bring your right hand to the earth or to your block, stack of books. And as you exhale, lean your left arm up and over towards your right. Feel the space being created in your side body. Now you can stay right here, or you can start to lift your left leg up off of the earth with your toes pointing in the direction of your nose. Again, stay here, or you can bend into your left foot, grab hold of your left foot with your left hand and get a little front of hip stretch. Wherever you ended up, come on back to center and switch out your legs in whichever way makes most sense. So this time the right leg will go out towards the right. Again, toes can be pointed forward or in the direction of your leg. We'll come into gate pose to start. So right hand comes to your right leg. So your left arm stretches up and overhead. Inhale, come on up. This time, your left hand will come to the earth or to blocks as you stretch your right arm up and overhead. That modified side plank. An option to stay there, or you can start to lift your right leg up off of the earth for this modified half moon. Toes point out in the direction of your nose. And option to bend into your right knee. Grab hold of your right foot with your right hand for a little front of hip stretch. And then slowly come on back up. Make your way back to tabletop. And then come to sit back on your heels for a moment. Shift off to one hip or the other. And then bring your feet to the floor with your knees bent. We'll set up for butterfly pose. So bring the soles of your feet together, knees out wide. You have the option to stay uplifted here, or you could take some circles through your spine if that feels good, or you can fold forward. If you're taking the circles through your spine, rotate, spiral in the other way. So feel this space being created in your inner thighs in the stretch. Maybe some more space is being created in your spine if you're taking those spirals, those rolls. And then slowly come back to center. Hands come to the outsides of your knees as you draw your knees back in towards one another. And then slowly roll your way down onto your back. Once you're on your back, keep your knees bent, feet to the floor. As you inhale, draw your right knee into your chest. Flex through your right toes. Your toes point back towards your shin. And then cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. If you're already feeling a lot in that outer right hip, stay right here. Or you can thread your right arm in between your legs. Bring your left hand to the outside of your thigh. Maybe you grab hold of the thigh, or maybe you interlace your fingers as you draw the leg closer into your chest. Keep that right foot active wherever you end up. Breathe deeply here. And then exhale, slowly release the left foot down, hug your right knee back in, and then release your right foot down to the floor. On your inhale, draw your left knee in towards your chest, flex your left toes, and cross left ankle on top of right thigh. Toes flexed, toes active. Option to stay here, or this time you can thread the left arm between the legs. Right hand comes to the outside of the right thigh. Interlace the fingers or just grab hold of your thigh to draw your legs more closely in. Keep that left ankle, left foot active. Continue to breathe nice and deep. And then exhale, release right foot down, hug your left knee back in, and release your left foot back down. Press into your feet so you can lift and shift your hips over towards the left slightly. And then lower your knees over towards the right for a spinal twist. You can keep your arms close to the body. You can bring your arms into cactus arms or out into a T. And keep your gaze up towards the sky. Inhale, knees come back up. And this time shift your hips over towards the right as your knees lower to the left. Same options with the arms. Pause in this twist. And then inhale, come on back to center. Bring your hips back to neutral. Pause there for a moment. Good. Gather your knees up into your chest. Give them a nice squeeze. As you rock and roll from side to side or make little circles on your low back, take a moment to thank yourself for coming to practice today. Thank yourself for making this time for you, for movement, for yoga. And then as you exhale, release yourself out into your final Shavasana. Make any adjustments necessary to get comfortable. Once you rest down, take inventory once more. Notice the areas of your body that feel more open, more spacious. Observe the areas that are now open to receive all of the possibilities that your life has to offer. And slowly begin to deepen your breath as you come back into your body, into the space. And start giving little wiggles to your fingers, to your toes, rolling through your wrists, your ankles. Maybe you stretch your arms up over your head, your legs out long. Just take the time needed to return. When you're ready, make your way over onto one side. Take a moment to pause there. And then slowly press yourself up, back to a comfortable seat, back to where we began. Once you're there, bring your hands into prayer in front of your heart. Bow your chin down towards your chest. And thank you all so much for allowing me to guide you in this practice today. I hope you can walk off your mat feeling even more spacious and ready to invite in all of the possibilities that lie ahead. Wishing you a beautiful rest of your day. Thanks for joining me. Namaste.